Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the Club MojoCircle Expat Women in France discussion circle on how to keep your energy up. We're going to have a short presentation and then we will do a meditation at the end of it. So looking forward to getting into it with you, and we'll start shortly. Okay, so let's get this started. It's how to keep your energy up. And especially while we're in lockdown, it's so important because I'll tell you in the presentation in a minute. And it's all about vibrating at a high level. So not getting ourselves, not pulling down, or managing our energy so that when we do get pulled down, we can bring it up again. And that's exactly what this presentation is about. So I don't know about you, but who is feeling like this is Groundhog Day? It's just the same day over and over again. We get up, and I don't know, some of us have routines, which are great. And some of us are, we're just sort of plodding along. So I know it's not politically correct, but I do like this little piglet thing. It's just a different perspective on it, really. But yes, it's when we don't have work and we don't have, going out with people on the weekend or meeting up with friends, or there's sort of nothing to establish which day it is, and what's going on. And so we just sort of like keep rolling through. And some of us, I know this is where I was at last week for sure, some of us are feeling like we've lost motivation, and we feel like, we've lost our mojo. It's like, oh, where's it gone? I've got so many things I want to do. I've got so many things I should do, but I can't be bothered. I just can't find the energy for it. And this is exactly where I was at last week. And I know many other people were. And as I was just saying, because we're like 3 to 4 weeks into a major life transition, it's actually pretty normal to go through that slump at around that time and just go, ugh, what's this about? And then it takes us to get used to the changes again, and especially after sort of the big announcements, we sort of have to take our time to get used to it, to start pulling our energy up by the shoestrings. It's also a lot harder for extroverts. I mean, if you look through this list of, how introverts are versus extroverts, and you see that, introverts generally prefer spending time in solitude. And extroverts tend to have very large social networks and be very socially active and out there meeting people, mixing with people, doing whatever. Like me, I just want to go out to a restaurant with friends. I want to go to a cafe and have a hot chocolate, because I don't drink coffee. So it's like, oh my God, I feel like, my hands are tied behind my back and I can't do these things that I love. And that affects our mood. Now, of course, none of these things that are in the list of extroverts are extroverts 100% of the time. Just like introverts aren't like that 100% of the time. Introverts still like to get some social interactions and connection. And extroverts still need their time alone. I know if I spend time with people all of the time, I get to the stage where I go, oh, I just want to sit on my couch and not talk to anybody. But it just doesn't last as long. It's like, okay, I've done that for 2 hours. What's next? So if we look down the list a little bit more, introverts tend to avoid being the center of attention. Extroverts enjoy it. I love a stage. I love acting. I've done acting back in Australia, and I just love that. Whereas introverts, it's like, oh no, I don't want an audience. I don't need an audience. We, as extroverts, we tend to think out loud too often, to be sure. And introverts tend to think before they speak, which is often a very good thing to do. They value the one-on-one relationship, close one-on-one relationships. Well, yeah, so do the extroverts, but we also really enjoy being in large groups. You'll just find that introverts will tend to socialize in smaller groups than extroverts. They need time alone to recharge and reflect. Now, this is an interesting one. The extroverts, we gain our energy from being around people. It actually helps energize us, whereas introverts gain their energy internally. So we're looking for external energy, energizing, and introverts, they create it and they keep it, manage it all internally. So I think that's the huge difference that makes such a difference in the isolation. And often introverts can't understand why extroverts would be finding this so hard. And extroverts can't understand why introverts are going like, what do you mean it's not a problem? Like, can't you see? And as I said, extroverts still need time to reflect. And this is a really good time to reflect internally and, take time out and actually take a moment to go, okay, what's going on for me? What do I really need? And this is a question I've been asking. What is it I really need to keep me, happy, keep me going the way that I want to go? And what don't I need? And how are the different things affecting me as I go? So to continue down that list, extroverts will prefer working in a quiet environment, introverts prefer the quiet environment to work, and extroverts just love having people around them, which is one of the reasons why I do find it quite hard to, working on my own from home all the time, and why I value, running these online events, that they really help me a lot. Last ones, introverts, very focused, they think about things and reflect. Extroverts tend to be more spontaneous and make quick decisions. They tend to be outgoing, enthusiastic, and positive, whereas introverts are often seen as reserved and they're taken for being shy, but they're not necessarily shy. They just don't need to be out there telling everyone what they think. They're quite happy to keep that to themselves. Something I should probably do, tell everyone something I should probably do more often is keep how I feel to myself, possibly. So let's have a look. I've talked about these mood changes. And I mentioned at the beginning, it's about our vibration. So we are made of energy. We're all energy, and energy is a vibration. So our brain, we measure the vibrations of our brain and our heart through ECGs and CCGs. Oh, I get it wrong every time. CCGs, whatever. That they're measured. And so if our brain and heart are measuring, well, it's natural to go, well, yes, of course, our whole body would be vibrating. And what happens, if we look at this downward spiral, if we start, if we're in a place of boredom, that's sort of middle of the road. And if, in this isolation, we're getting bored, then, we can then go into pessimism or, frustration, irritation, and impatience. Like, oh my God, I just wish this would get over. I'm getting frustrated with everyone who lives in the house with me. I'm getting frustrated that I can't go out to a restaurant. I'm getting frustrated that whatever it is, not to mention, no, I will mention it later. that can be overwhelming, and then it can drop into disappointment, doubt, and then we have worry as well, which we can, if we start worrying about the money situation, because some people are, in really bad situations, and we start worrying that, how long is it going to go on for? How bad is it going to be? What's going to happen afterwards? And we get into this negative frame of mind. We get to discouragement, and, that can go down. If we go further down this spiral, we get to anger, revenge, hatred, rage, jealousy, insecurity, and at the bottom is fear, grief, depression, powerlessness, and being victim. And that is when we are vibrating at our lowest. And it's a combination, the feelings will make us vibrate lower. Vibrating lower makes us feel worse. So what we need to do is work on, well, how can we change that mood? How can we change that vibration and get ourselves on this upward spiral where we move up from boredom to contentment? We want to be positive and optimistic so that we have a sense of hopefulness. We want to believe in a positive outcome from what we're going through, that this is a major world change. And I want to believe that it's going to bring about really positive, beneficial change to everyone in the world. We, ramp up a little bit more into our enthusiasm. We find our passions. We start doing what we're passionate about. That increases our energy even more. And then at the top, we have joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. So when we have all of those things, or when we have those things, we're actually vibrating at our highest, and we feel our best. We feel like, wow, it doesn't matter what happens today. I can have a crappy day, but you know what? I still feel good. I still feel grateful. I still appreciate what I have in my life. So let's move on to the next slide, which is, I'm going to ask you what raises your energy up. So this is where I'm going to take you off mute and ask for your feedback and input as to what makes you feel good. What things do you do that raise your energy up?
Me?
Anyone.
Oh, okay.
Anyone want to go?
Me, I sincerely believe that what raises my energy is my friends and my family that I contact, that I'm connected with on a daily basis. They really make me feel good and feel strong and brave, and with their positive feedback and that. So that's what I believe. I would be nothing without my friends and my family, my network.
So you probably are a little bit of an extrovert then, Renice.
I'm a mix. I was looking at your list before, and I'm a 60-40, but I sway between the introvert extrovert side. So I don't know where my 60-40 sits at the moment. I would have to say extrovert at the moment, but yeah, 60-40.
And one of the things I've noticed and experienced is that with this lockdown, aren't we connecting so much more with all of our friends around the world?
Exactly. Isn't that a blessing?
I know. I've been doing video calls with people I have not spoken to the whole time I have been here in France, which is
it's amazing.
16 months now.
Yeah. I think the universe is being kind to us in other ways. And I think the way that she's saying, well, it's okay, you're in lockdown, but you know what? You've still got connection available for you. So here you go. We're
pretty lucky with that.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to contribute to what raises their energy up?
For me, I need to move.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just, whether it's little exercises or moving around, which is not easy when you're in a small confined space, but I think just because it creates more breathing, where you oxygenate more, and it just raises your mood. And so that definitely helps me get my energy. If I'm sitting too long, I just kind of feel sleepy. I don't even feel motivated to talk to people. So if I move around and anything, jumping jacks, whatever, but I'm putting on music.
Yeah,
I don't think I can do jumping jacks.
Anything.
Wait, oh,
The most fun is like putting on music and kind of dancing. That's
absolutely.
because then you have both.
Yeah.
That seems to help. Yeah.
And movement definitely, yes, it gets our blood moving, which increases our oxygen, but it definitely increases our vibration, and it increases our feel-good hormones that are running through the body as well. So exercise, movement does actually make us feel better. So yeah,
It works for me because talking with people I enjoy, but I see it more of an exchange, and also I listen a lot as well because I'm a therapist, and so
yeah,
there's this thing that's very meaningful to me in terms of connection. But as far as for me to raise my mood and energy, I'm much better off going dancing and jumping up and down, or doing some kind of movement type thing to get
fantastic. Yeah, thanks.
back up. Yeah.
Janeen, you were going to say something?
Oh, yeah, about movement. Since it started, I've been mapping my 1 kilometer circle, although 1/3 of it is in the sea, so it's limited, which is something I did last year. I was in New York and I decided I would map on foot Manhattan. So I did a very small part of it. But anyway, that gave me, and then I downloaded a step counter. So it gave me this like purpose. And I'm actually thinking more exercise than before the shutdown. But what really gives me energy is work.
Okay.
And I spend a lot of time at home anyway because I make art and I'm like finishing projects that I started like years ago.
Oh, fantastic.
And I want to come out of it and see that I got something done. So I'm kind of used to being alone and at home, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. That's a fabulous sense of purpose, though, to finish off all the projects and to come out of it, go, look what I've achieved.
Yeah, also just household things, fixing things in the apartment. I find it very satisfying.
Yeah. No, it's fabulous. That's great. Anyone else want to join in? I can't see the different things. No? Nobody else giving us some feedback?
Well, if you're in your main base, then yeah, that's great. I know my husband's busy going through the house and coming up with projects and doing all sorts of things. Our apartment's a bit more Spartan, so I haven't been feeling too enthusiastic or creative over here, and I can't get my hands on things. But yeah, if I was home, I can think of a lot of things I'd be doing. I'm supposed to submit, I do some sculpture. I work a lot with clay, and I'm supposed to be submitting projects this week, but I'm here, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
Exhibition. So yeah, if you can get your hands on stuff, if you're at home, that's a really good thing to focus on, all those unfinished things.
Yeah. I'm just in a rental apartment. I've only been here 15 months, so there's sort of not much I can do other than I did clean the mirrors on my dressing room.
But you're doing a lot just with all of this that you're doing.
Oh yeah, I am.
It's wonderful because you're doing a service and it's keeping you very busy. So
yeah,
that's very good.
It's keeping me motivated. Okay, thank you for that. So next question. What brings your energy down? And the reason I ask this question is not to focus on the down energy, but it's something that it's worthwhile us thinking about and being aware of so that we can manage it better. So what is it that you think brings your energy down?
Too much news coverage of Trump.
Just too much news coverage, period.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So agree.
Except I can't see.
Sorry.
Sorry, Janeen, you go.
No, I was just going to say I can't seem to stop watching it.
Oh, really? Are you addicted?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
God.
watching the news all day long. I mean, while I'm working, but it's such a horror show, you know. It's just like train wreck. I can't look away.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm watching mostly what's happening in the US.
Yeah. I just tend to, well, I don't speak French, so I'm not watching the French news, and I just tend to avoid news, but I have done for years. This isn't new for me. I gave up years ago watching the news. Ranice, what were you going to say?
I was thinking what brings my energy down. I think negative people. I don't tend to enjoy being around negative people, you know, who always, you know, you can say it's a beautiful day. Oh, but they'd say, oh, but look at those clouds. It's going to rain later. I mean, I don't need those people in my life. So I don't tend to gravitate towards them. I tend to gravitate away from them as much as I can. When I recognize the negativity, I tend to gravitate away, or I just go quiet. Then they don't know what I'm thinking. So yeah, I think negative people is for me.
That should be pretty easy right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really important because you have to protect yourself. And
Yeah.
it's almost
exactly.
like it's contagious.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, exactly.
even years ago, they talked about this, like back in the 70s when I was doing some holistic health conferences in California. They were worried about the high suicide rate among psychiatrists. And so a lot of people in the kind of healing arts talked about that, kind of what they called it, a negative energy transference. So I remember them kind of teaching us techniques of putting our hands like over our stomach, our chakra areas, and taking deep breaths and protecting ourselves when we're dealing with, you know, suicidal patients or people in a very hard place. And it was very interesting, and actually I found the techniques very effective. And so I think you're right. I mean, when you sense that negativity, it's good to steer away. You don't need to.
No, you don't need to invite it in to your circle, your inner circle.
Right.
And when you're a therapist, I mean, every therapist, coach, whatever, you know, anyone who's listening to and helping other people with their problems and issues, we all need our own therapist / coach / counselor, because we need to be able to express that energy out, you know, so that it doesn't traumatize us internally. We need to release it. And I think a lot of people don't think of it that way. Well, I'm not saying a lot of the therapists, but I think people go, oh, you know, I'm good. I can coach everyone, but I don't need a coach. It was like, well, no, actually you do. We all do. And it's like, if you're asking people to pay for a coach, then why wouldn't you pay for a coach? Good question, I thought. Anybody else want to answer, you know, what brings them down or their energy down?
I think in this situation, it's maybe some uncertainty that I am not sure what's going on, what happened in the future, in the world will be in the same like before.
So that's the fear that it will be the same as before. Yeah. I think you just got to stop thinking about those things and start, we just need to believe, and that takes discipline, that it is going to be better. I just choose to believe it's going to be better. You know, and I don't think about it being, you know, continuing to be bad or worse. I just don't.
I think we'll come out of it. I think we will come out of this COVID-19. It's just going to take a long time, and we're just going to have patience and trust and faith that we will get out of it. So things won't go back to normal. It'll be a new normal that we know, and we just have to embrace that new normal, I think.
Yeah, we do. Anybody else want to add anything? I'm going to add something. Change, or even an announcement, you know, extending you know, the isolation or the lockdown, that can bring us down too, you know, especially if we're hoping to get out of it. But you know, changes that we don't like are hard to deal with, and our energy will drop, and we need to manage that energy and then bring it back up. So yeah, that's a tough one. And yeah, lack of interaction with people will bring me down. And I'm going to make a confession. You've got to be careful what Netflix shows you choose to watch, especially the series, because when you're home alone and you haven't got anyone else to talk to, and you're especially an empath like myself, and you watch things like Bloodline and Ozark, and then you go, oh, I finished watching those series. They're all about death and destruction and bad relationships, and oh my God. And then I think, oh, well, maybe I should get back into The Handmaid's Tale now.
I'm not sure about that.
Exactly. I just had to go, Janeen, because I noticed I'd finish watching it and I'd go to bed feeling like, oh, I just feel really bad.
That's a lot of heaviness to put on yourself. Yeah.
It is. So I've changed that pattern, and I'm watching more upbeat shows now and looking for upbeat movies and upbeat shows. So yeah, be careful what you're taking in. You mentioned it with the news and the media, but it's very important to, you know, note what works and what doesn't work. And as much as I was enjoying the series, I had to note that it actually wasn't working for me. So okay, manage that, shut that out. After the lockdown, maybe then I can go and watch Handmaid's Tale again, you know. So now I'm going to put you back on mute again and go through, I just made up a list of things that we can do to increase our energy. So let's look at that now. We touched on this, you know, be mindful of your thoughts and feelings. That's what I was just mentioning with Yana. If we think about things that are negative, it will bring us down more. So we need to be able to discipline our mind and go, no, I'm not going to think about that, because if I worry about things, worry is just imagination. So if it's imagining, and worry is imagining the worst possible scenario. So if we can imagine the worst possible scenario, then we can also choose to imagine the best possible scenario. And when we do that, we set a positive intent out for the world, and we also increase the energy of the world around us. So appreciate the beauty near and around you. You know, appreciate if you see a flower, you know, I could see out of my laundry window, I could see this beautiful rose had bloomed next door. And I went, oh, that's fantastic. I love that. You know, I think just appreciate what you can see around you. And if you're lucky to have a beautiful view, or you can see the sea, you know, just appreciate that. But it might be just seeing someone's beautiful face, you know, or reading something beautiful on Facebook. So yeah, really take a moment to appreciate any beauty that's around you, and be grateful for that. Be grateful for the beauty, be grateful for what you have. Always, instead of thinking about what we're missing and what we don't have, let's focus on what we do have, and that is good. And if we're grateful for that, as they say, you know, feel gratitude, and you will have more to feel gratitude for. Do an act of kindness every day. Do something to help somebody else. You know, whether it's just chatting to someone who's feeling lonely and needs to have a supportive voice to talk to, or send a message, or just ask somebody how they are. If you're not sure, you know, if you know someone's been struggling, just send a message. How are you going? Do you want to talk? Can I help? Video chat with friends often. We've talked about this and how that's been a great thing to come out of the lockdown. And it was, I think both Janeen and Joan mentioned doing creative activities. They really help a lot. So whatever you're into, whatever your passion is, whether it's art, music, crafts, cooking, whatever it is, make sure you do something each day, even if it's just 15 to 30 minutes each day. Do something that makes you feel good. And Joan said, keep your body moving. Absolutely. Let's aim to do 30 minutes each day of some movement. I can see Janeen's moving now, so she's taking advantage of this to do her movement. Now she's all embarrassed. But yes, dancing is the best. We love dancing. And it actually increases the pheromones in your body. So it's a brilliant thing to do, as is yoga, walking, running, swimming, and martial arts are great as well, because they're also, like yoga, they're about our breathing and our intent. So they really help to increase our vibration. Eat healthily. I know it's been Easter and, you know, I've had quite a bit of chocolate, but I am intent on eating healthily. And it's really good because good, healthy foods also keep our vibration up. And, you know, we can't get much in the way of takeaways now, but, you know, the greasy, heavy, full of carb. So whether it's takeaways or whether it's just food, it's not good for us. You know, sugar, lots of sugar will give us a hit and then we'll go down lower than we were before. So really monitor what you're eating. Everyone says drink more water. Apparently when we are dehydrated, it reduces our vibration and, you know, and it reduces our mood. So make sure you get in plenty of water and laugh and smile. Laugh is another really good therapy to increase our mood. Even if you don't have anyone to laugh at or laugh with, maybe I meant, find someone to laugh at, that's good. Lots of brilliant videos on Facebook and YouTube for that. But laughter exercises our face muscles, and it also increases the pheromones in our body. So you will, if you make yourself laugh for 10 minutes, you can force it to start with and then keep laughing, you will feel so much better afterwards. Listen to your favorite music. Make sure you bring that into your day. Just something uplifting that makes you feel great. Possibly not heavy metal. I don't think that's a good choice at the moment. Actually, I never think it's a good choice, but that's another thing. I'm going to the last point. Set priorities and deadlines for tasks. You know, like Janeen was saying, you know, she's set priorities for tasks and said, okay, I'm going to finish all these tasks, and her objective is to get them done. And it's such a great sense of purpose to have some tasks and give yourself some deadlines. I'm pretty hopeless at meeting my own deadlines though. It's that external thing. I need an external deadline. Which was why I told Jana, my marketing assistant, that it's important for her to keep on my back going like, okay, you've got to write something now. And meditate. Meditation really helps us. Being in stillness, it just helps us to let go of everything that might be negative and what we've been, you know, what's been going through our mind, let go of it and bring in some positivity. Now I have one meditation here that I've already put in the event within the Expat Women group. This meditation, I listened to it and it's a really great meditation for letting go of any negative vibes and bringing in positive vibes into your life and into your state of being. So that's the end of the presentation per se. So, you know, happiness is about finding our mojo. That's what it's about. So now I am going to go into a a fairly short meditation. I'm not sure if it'll be it'll be between 5 and 10 minutes. So we should be finished by 1. And and this isn't pre-prepared. I've got an idea of what I want to do, but I'm basically going to be just channeling this message. So get yourself into a position where you feel comfortable, sitting, lying, whatever works for you. And just take a moment, close your eyes, and take a big, deep breath. Right down to your belly, fill your belly and push it out, and then let it go with a big sigh. And now take another deep breath and breathe in all of the positive energy. Breathe it in right through your body, into your gut. And now breathe out a big sigh. Breathe out all negative energy. Just release it out into the atmosphere. And one last one. Big deep breath in breathing in the positives and breathing out the negatives. And now just take a moment to be still and check in with your body. What are you feeling in your body? Where do you have tension? Are you feeling tension in the back of your neck, in your shoulders, maybe the back of the head, your shoulders, in your chest, in your gut, in your backside? Our gluteus maximus muscles hold a lot of tension because they're really big. Well, they're not really big for everyone. No, I didn't mean that. They're big muscles, and so they can hold a lot of tension. Go down your legs, feeling tension in your legs, in your feet. Now we're going to go back up the body and focus on relaxing and releasing that tension. So start with your toes, wiggle them, move your feet a little bit, relax them and release any tension. Move up into your calf muscles. Allow them to relax. Now up to your thighs. Release them. Let go. Into those gluteus maximus. Really give them a good letting go and a good releasing. And into our abdomen, up into our diaphragm, into our chest, our neck, our shoulders, our arms, and our fingers. Move our fingers around a little bit, release any tension that's in them. Now back to our neck and the back of our head. And now I want you to focus on your crown chakra, which sits just above your head. And imagine that crown chakra opening up. And above it is this most beautiful white light. And now it can shine in through our body. And as it shines in, it's pushing away and pushing out any negativity, any negative thoughts, anything that brings us down. So imagine that light coming in through your head, and as it goes through, pushing out all of the negative. Because this light is just the ultimate in positivity and optimism and high vibration. And darkness and low vibration, it's just the absence of light. So when this light comes in through our body, no darkness can remain. So imagine this light, it's coming through our head, it's going down our neck, it's going through our arms and into our chest and around our heart. It's enveloping our heart. And then going down through our chest and our abdomen into our legs and all the way down through our legs, down through our feet and into the earth. And this positive white, vibrant light is grounding us into the earth with positivity and optimism. And can you feel it? Breathe in the light. Breathe in and let that light flood through your body. Feel that optimism, feel that positivity going all around and increasing your blood flow and making you feel good. And now take a moment to just sit and be with this beautiful light going through your body. And now check in with your body again. Is there any area that's not relaxed? Is there any stress you're still holding on to that this white light needs to dissolve? Let it dissolve it now. And check through your body and check how you're feeling now. And notice, and your heart is still enveloped in this white light. And that's going to stay with you for the rest of the day. Actually, for the rest of the week, as long as you think about it, think about this white light coming down through your crown chakra and enveloping your heart. Anytime you start to feel down, think of that white light around your heart, and it will help you to release any stress, any negativity, and feel the positivity again. So check in with that. It's there for you. It's your individual gift. And now come back. Feel your seat. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the seat beneath your bottom, the seat back against you if you're leaning back. Bring your awareness back to your room and where you are. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come join us back in the meeting. Okay, take a deep breath, take a stretch. Okay, thank you. So that's the end of the presentation. I thank you for joining me and for listening in, and I really appreciate your attendance. If you are an expat woman in France, please join our group on Facebook called Expat Women in France. And you can also join Club MojoCircle at MojoCircle.com, which should be launching around the middle of the year. And if you want to follow my journey of changing countries and coming to live in France, then you can find that at JaneenSonsi.com. And yeah, if you'd like any coaching or anything, please contact me. I'd love to hear from you. Any comments? Welcome. Thank you. Bye.